And make no mistake, that's exactly where we're going. Because for the first time ever, it's not regular people leading big companies. It's big companies leading regular people. During the dot-com bubble, regular people chased after the big companies. This time, regular people came first, playing around with crypto, joke coins, and gambling. But now, the huge money giants are stepping in. BlackRock, Citibank, Franklin Templeton, and they're about to put massive long-term money into this market. Money that regular people can't shake out. Money that keeps pushing prices higher while the ups and downs get smaller. Picture this, trillions of dollars in digital bonds, stocks, and treasury bills stored on the internet. Money moving faster than ever before. Buy and sell orders stacked on both sides. The difference between buying and selling prices tighter than ever. This is how markets grow up. When big money steps in, XRP isn't just part of the story. XRP is sitting at the very top of everything. So let's break this down with easy math. Say you're just starting today. You buy 1,000 XRP at $3 each. That's $3,000. Nothing too crazy. When XRP goes to $10, that's $10,000. When it goes to $20, that's $20,000. For lots of people, that's enough money to change their life already. Now imagine those people who collected 10,000 or 20,000 XRP before this big company wave hits. That's wealth that gets passed down to their kids being built right now. And here's what most people don't know. Most wallets that hold XRP aren't huge. Only around 1 million wallets hold more than 1,000 XRP. Less than 400,000 wallets hold more than 10,000 XRP. That's it. In a world with billions of people, that's really rare. That's really hard to find. And when the next wave of people buying is big companies instead of regular people, those numbers are going to look tiny. And let's not forget Ripple, has been building toward this moment for years. On-demand liquidity, partnerships with banks, quietly setting up the train tracks while everyone else was distracted by joke coins and hype tokens. They didn't care about chasing quick money from regular people. They cared about solving trillion-dollar problems in moving money between countries, managing liquid money, and making treasury bonds digital. Now that groundwork is done. The floodgates are opening. You've got BlackRock using digital treasury bonds. You've got Ripple making lust on the XRP system. You've got Goldman Sachs and Citibank connecting to Nexus 24/7. And you've got consulting companies like BCG saying there will be $16 trillion in digital assets by 2030. Even other big companies are guessing trillions. This isn't a weird idea anymore. All the world's biggest money companies agree on this. So here's the honest truth. At $3 XRP, you're sitting in a rare window that's about to slam shut. Once this thing goes above $10, buying a lot is done. Big companies will put in long-term money, and regular people will be left chasing smaller and smaller dips that get less deep and more expensive every time. That's how wealth gets transferred from one group to another. That's how the new rich people get made. And don't get confused. This isn't some faraway dream. We're already seeing people betting against XRP, liquidity pools being built, and signs lining up for a massive breakout. On the short-term charts, we're talking about moves up to the $4.20 to $4.40 range. As people betting against it lose money, that's the kind of upward move that starts the next big jump higher. The hockey stick curve that big companies love because it gives them chances to buy big amounts while regular people panic and buy and sell quickly. That's why I say it again. $3 XRP is dirt cheap. Not just because of where it's going, but Beck. Because of what's happening behind the scenes right now. The train tracks are in place. The players are at the table. The liquid money is being wired in. And soon the only question left will be, were you ready or were you waiting on the sidelines thinking you'd buy later? Before we dive straight back into XRP setup, don't forget the ultimate millionaire investor guide. Find stocks that go up 100 times is pinned below, and it's loaded with everything you need. Papers, pictures, videos to help you find the biggest uneven opportunities in the markets. And right under that, grab your free NVIDIA stocks up to $1,000 with just a $100 deposit using my Moomoo link. Do not miss those. Now let's talk about why XRP's next move is about to separate those who got ready from those who waited too long. The big difference between this moment and every other crypto cycle is simple. Big companies are no longer just testing things out. They are actually doing it. For years, the talk was about blockchain tests and future use cases. That time is over. We're past proving it works. Now it's real-world money settlement. Digital U.S. Treasury bonds worth trillions and stable coins made by the biggest players in money. And sitting in the center of all those connections, the XRP ledger. Look at how fast this is moving. Franklin Templeton, one of the biggest asset managers, already runs its U.S. government money fund on blockchain train tracks. BlackRock openly talks about digitization being the next big thing. Citigroup publishes research saying there will be trillions in digital assets by the end of this decade. And Ripple, they already have ODL, on-demand liquidity. They already have liquidity corridors. And now they've introduced Lust, their own big company-grade stablecoin, to plug directly into this new system. This is why the term priced out is more than just trying to scare you. At $3 XRP, you can build your stash. At $10, it's already he. AV for the average person. At $20, it's basically done because big companies don't buy a few hundred tokens at a time. They build billion-dollar piles and lock it up as part of global liquidity infrastructure. That's why you won't see wild ups and downs once the floors are set. The ups and downs get smaller, the market grows up, and the base price goes up steadily over time. Regular people will still talk about dips, but those dips will be at levels that most people can't afford to stack up on. And let's be very clear, turning treasuries, bonds, and stocks digital isn't some hype story. It's something that has to happen with money. The current system is clunky, slow, and old. Settlement takes days. Liquid money is broken into pieces. Making things digital fixes all of that. And Ripple built its system to be the highway for this liquid money. The software tools are live, the connections are being drawn, and the gates are opening. Imagine what happens when even a small part of the 26 trillion U.S. Treasury market goes on the internet. Imagine what happens when stocks, funds, and bonds followed. That's not just good news for XRP. That's completely rewriting how global money works. And XRP is in the perfect spot to catch the liquid money flow because it was built for settlement, not gambling. Now let's touch on short-term price action. Right now, XRP is showing strength on the 8-hour chart. People betting against it are stacked up, waiting to lose money, and the setup points to a big swing into the $4.20 to $4.40 range. Once that happens, you're going to see a wave of people losing money push XRP higher, just as people who borrowed money scramble to cover their bets. This is exactly how breakout legs happen. Aggressive people betting against it pile in, they get squeezed, and big companies quietly step in to absorb supply. That's the hockey stick curve that IT doesn't calm. From regular people getting excited anymore. It comes from a massive imbalance between short-term gambling and long-term big company allocation. And when that allocation is building, it doesn't leave. It parks itself in treasuries, in stable coins, in liquidity pools. That's when the floors lock in and XRP's base price never looks back. Think about this. Multi-trillion-dollar stable coin guesses by 2030 are already out there. That's not me saying it. That's what the industry agrees on. What happens when those trillions flow into real-time settlement networks? The train tracks carrying that liquid money become priceless. And XRP is not only one of those train tracks. It is positioned at the top of the plan we've been looking at. That's why $3 XRP today isn't just undervalued. It's almost funny how cheap it is compared to the system it's about to anchor. And when people say, oh, I'll wait for it to dip to $2.50 or $2, they're missing the bigger picture. You don't try to time revolutions. You get yourself ready.